everyone. This is a perfect setting. You hear the roar of the sea. My husband walking around out there. And I want to read in Jonah. I've been waiting to do this. And now my husband and I have gotten a little time to get away. Something that, sorry, sun is in my eyes. Something that we haven't done since we got married. We've been married, 27 years, and we are trying to build the relationship that we should instead of it being built on lust. Let's just put it bluntly. So, we've been enjoying God's earth, and I'm going to go ahead and read in Jonah and let you watch the ocean. And it says, and Jonah is an awesome story because Jonah tried to run from God. He tried to run from God and kind of like I do sometimes, and I have done, is, oh, did you really say that, Lord? You really want me to do that? I think I'm going to go do this over here. So Jonah is just such a great story, and I won't be able to read it all in one deal, but I'm going to go ahead and get started and read chapter 1. It says, now the word of the Lord came to Jonah and the son of Amittai. Hope I'm saying that right. Saying, arise, go to Nineveh, the great city, and call out against it, for their evil has come up before me. But Jonah rose to flee to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. He went down into Joppa and found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare and went down into it to go with them to Tarshish, away from the presence of the Lord. Sounds like times that I've done that. Maybe not to that extreme. But the Lord hurled a great wind upon the sea. Just think, it's kind of windy here. I mean, just imagine, this is a mellow wind. And there was a mighty tempest on the sea, so that the sea threatened to break up. Then the mariners were afraid, and each cried out to his God. And they hurled the cargo that was in the ship into the sea to lighten it for them. But Jonah had gone down into the inner part of the ship, and had lain down, and was fast asleep. So the captain came and said to him, what do you mean, sleeper? Arise, call out to your God. Perhaps the sea will give a thought to us, that we may not perish. Remember, this is all chapter 1 in Jonah. It says, and they said to one another, come, let us cast lots, that we may know on whose account this evil has come upon us. So they cast lots, and the lot fell on Jonah. When they said to him, tell us on whose account this evil has come upon us. What is your occupation, and where do you come from? What is your country, and of what people are you? And he said to them, I am Hebrew, and I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land. And the men were exceedingly afraid, and said to him, what is this that you have done? For the men knew that he was fleeing from the presence of the Lord, because he had told them. And that's amazing that pagan people realized the power of the one and only God. And when they said to him, what shall we do to you, that the sea may quiet down for us? And the sea grew more and more tempest. And he said to them, pick me up and hurl me into the sea, that the sea will quiet down for you. For I know it is because of me that the great tempest has come upon you. Nevertheless, the men rowed hard to get back to dry land, for they could not, for the sea grew more and more tempest against them. Therefore they called out to the Lord, O Lord, let us not perish for this man's life, and lay not on us innocent blood, for you, O Lord, have done as it pleased you. So they picked up Jonah and hurled him into the sea, and the sea ceased from its raging. Then the men feared the Lord exceedingly, and they offered a sacrifice to the Lord and made vows. And the Lord anointed a great fish to swallow up Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. Amazing. This whole story is so amazing. God controls the sea, isn't that? It's amazing the strength of the waves right now, and it's just not even super windy yet. And I'll keep reading on some of this later, and it just speaks to all of us, right? And it's amazing to me that the pagans recognized and feared the power of God a lot more than some of us Christians. Oh, ouch, that hurts. Anyway, I do love the Lord very much. I love you all, and I will talk to you later.